A little bit. You've obviously you started 2019. I think you said that was sort of where you dipped your toe in the water. No, you probably jumped into the water, right? And said, okay, let's do this. That's 4 years ago, approximately. Tell us about that journey. What were some of the obstacles or setbacks you faced? What are some of the best decisions that you made, to getting the platform to where it is today?
Yeah, I'd say I definitely underestimated how difficult it would be to start up a business in the middle of the COVID pandemic there. And really, like at the beginning, just being able to get out there face to face, is so powerful. And so early on, obviously we had to resort to calling and reaching out to people. But as soon as kind of the all the lockdowns started to let up and we were able to get back out there at the conferences and trade shows, that was a huge relief. It allows us to kind of start creating that presence in the market, talk to people, collect their feedback. I'm a big believer in, you always got to have a good, relationship with your customers. And, in this case, when we didn't have any customers, we had to, meet people and try to understand what their needs were. It certainly was hard at the beginning, not being able to travel around and do all the conferencing. But, at the same time, I'd say probably one of the best things that came out of COVID was everyone learned how to use Zoom. And it enabled us to then start kind of, being able to quickly share our screen with people. I could call someone in Florida and then someone in California. And so there were a lot of, I think benefits that did come out of that. Obviously just, having to start from scratch, you got to spend, several years kind of building and working your way towards, creating an application that is ready to be sold. We, self-funded the company, didn't take, bunch of, VC or private equity money. We don't have any institutional capital here. So, it was something that, basically, I mean, I in the very beginning, I started working at my co-founder's, kitchen table. I'd, drive up there every day and, we just worked from his house, and eventually we could afford, and we got a small little office. We signed the lease on that office 2 weeks before the shutdown. But we continued to go there every single day. I think it just kind of takes time to grow and be able to afford, to build out a team around you. In the beginning, I mean, I was basically doing everything other than writing the code. My co-founder was doing that, but I'm sitting there, smiling and dialing, doing sales demos. When we sign people up, now I'm helping implement them, support them, coming up with the marketing content. So, I'm sure as most entrepreneurs are very familiar, you're wearing a lot of hats, but I think at the end of the day, we just kept at it, very, very persistent. I was fortunate to be able to kind of recruit from, my previous team. So, a lot of us here at JobTread, we've all worked together. We were part of that first company. And so we're fairly, well-oiled machine, and, just kind of slowly built the team up. And, as we're able to start making a little bit of money, we raised some money from friends and family and, just kind of internally, just to be able to afford our employees early on. But, we've grown now. We've moved into a much bigger office in central Dallas, Texas. I've got about 21 employees and 1,600 customers, and so it's definitely taken off. And I think at the end of the day, though, it certainly was a little bit of a rocky start with COVID. I think there's something to be said about kind of starting a company in those kinds of environments, because it forces you to really think very hard about every single penny, every single dollar that you're going to spend. You got to make sure it's that right investment. And, I started my last company, 2007, 2008 timeframe, same deal. It was kind of a tough time in the economy. It helped us fight even harder, and, just really appreciated everything that, we were able to get traction wise and customer wise, and you just keep growing and going, and here we are.
All right. Yeah, that's very true about Zoom as well. I remember going through that where I was working with custom builders, and if you would have asked me, would you be able to sell a completely custom home on Zoom where you never meet the customer face to face? The answer would have been not a chance, right? And I remember, I think it was like in May of 2020, one of my clients said we just sold $1 million custom home. We did the entire thing on Zoom, and this blows your mind how quickly people adapt to that. So yeah, you got to find the silver lining there.